Hi, I'm Madeline Jolly, and I performed my service learning at Fusz Pavilion Jesuit Nursing Home. It's a really well-run upscale nursing home for retired Jesuit priests, whom are all male and with varying states of health. Some are in really good health, some are in really poor health, but there's a wide range of states of health among the residents. The activities I was involved in were setting up for parties, setting up for activities such as movie hours or exercises to get the residents moving. And then I also visited with residents before and after activities, and then also during breakfast on Fridays. I got to know the residents, and then I provided them a fresh face and gave them a chance to get to know a new person in their community other than each other. So some of the things I liked a lot about the experience was just getting to visit with the residents. That's where I felt like my time was being best utilized. I also really enjoyed how this experience brought a population to the forefront of my attention that I wouldn't otherwise have paid much attention to, and that was really rewarding for me to feel like I was helping an underserved population in terms of how much attention they were receiving in the community. I also learned that being an underserved population in public health doesn't necessarily mean that you're lacking resources, but it can also be someone who's lacking emotional health needs. Some of the areas in which I feel the experience could have been improved were the maximization of my time and the other volunteers' time. So I felt like instead of doing behind the scenes work, like setting up for activities and setting up for exercises, if the people in charge of the experience for the volunteers had us interact one-on-one with the residents more, or just engage them in more conversation. If they had kind of promoted that, I think that it would have been a more beneficial experience for the residents from their point of view, just because one thing I learned from the experience was that one of the biggest emotional challenges of the population I worked with, of the retired Jesuits, was feelings of loneliness or feelings of seclusion within their own community. So that's why I would have liked to see the volunteers and myself interacting with the residents more. As far as a connection to global health goes, I sometimes had trouble connecting this population to the global health concepts we covered in class. And this was mainly because of the severity of problems facing a lot of the other populations we learned about. Comparatively, I didn't feel like the Jesuits were necessarily an underserved population, but once I kind of focused on their emotional needs, I realized that they were an underserved population and that my time and energy was being well spent helping include them into the community. Overall, it was a great experience. In terms of global health, the experience really taught me that just because a population isn't suffering from a lack of material resources, they can still have health needs that are serious and wants that can be fulfilled by individuals who are willing to lend their time and energy. And that's what I did. Thank you so much for listening.